Everybody, Luther for Life here, bringing you guys a brand new Blast from the Past. This time around, we are doing the manga heroes. We did the anime heroes, or retro heroes, whatever you want to call them, in the last episode of Blast from the Past. This time around, we are doing the manga heroes, the heroes that Jaden used in the manga. Now, keep in mind, though, he did also use a lot of the anime heroes in conjunction with these. That's why there's not really that many cards from the manga. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get onto this. Many people consider the manga heroes to be better than the anime heroes, mostly because they're fusions, with the exception of two of them, which is Elemental Hero Inferno and Elemental Hero Terra Firma, are completely and totally generic. All they need is a hero monster plus whatever attribute they are, with the exception, of course, of Core and Chaos, which are completely different. They need more specific stuff, although the two most specific are Inferno and Terra Firma. So that is why many people consider the manga heroes to be better than the anime heroes, and I gotta agree with just the ease of summoning. Yes, although the only really good ones is like Shining, Nova Master, and Ab-Zero. The others are kind of hit or miss. Anyway, so first and foremost, with the main deck, we have Elemental Hero Poison Rose. Level 6, 1900 attack, 2000 defense. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned with Rosebud and cannot be summoned by other ways. Each time this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, it gains 200 attack and loses 200 defense. Your opponent can only target Elemental Hero Poison Rose for attacks. Okay, so I'm going to be completely honest. I've always liked this card in terms of its artwork and stuff like that. But however, it's not very good. It doesn't do anything for heroes, and it's just kind of there. I mean, like, it can get a bunch of attack power, and it can lose at max 2,000 defense and add it to its attack power, which would give it, like 3,900? Yeah, 3,900. So that's a lot of attack power, but it only gains it whenever it does battle damage, and nowadays, it doesn't happen too fast. So really, this card is only good in character duels and stuff like that. Now, I'm going to kind of skip around a bit because we are going to cover Rosebud and the card that you need with Rosebud. So here's Rosebud. Tribute 1 Elemental Hero Nopsy. Special summon 1 Elemental Hero Poison Rose from your hand or deck. Elemental Hero Nopsy is this little girl right here. It's actually a female. I checked on the wiki. It's one of the 4 only female E-heroes. No, 5, 6, I don't know. Anyways, so this card, it basically has the same effect as Poison Rose, except it gains a 100 attack and loses 100 defense, so at max it can go up to 1600, and it can attack directly. And also, while you control an elemental hero monster, your opponent cannot target it for an attack, and this card can attack directly. So it's kind of like a worse version of Poison Rose, but really, honestly, neither of these two really do much for the deck in general. Next up, we have the ever-infamous Elemental Hero Stratos. Yes, this guy's from the manga. And do I even need to go over this card? This guy, when you use Normal Special Summon, you can activate one of his effects. Either destroy spell or trap cards on the field up to the number of other hero monsters you control, or add in a hero monster from your deck to your hand. This is probably the most well-known elemental hero, and everybody knows what he does. And everybody's been wanting him back. I really would like to see him back. Now, here's the funny thing. Okay, so we know what he does in the manga. This is him over here in the manga. Same stat line, same everything, except his effect in the manga was terrible. Okay, so this is Stratos in the manga. Stratos in the manga did not have his searching effect or his destruction effect. Instead, what he did is you can half his attack points so he can attack directly. So you can make him 900 and attack directly. That's what he did in the manga. Oh my god, if he kept that effect, it'd be useless. I mean, 900 damage. Okay, woo, big whoop. He has 1800 attack. I'd let her punch over something. Now, Elemental Hero Prisma, I was told, actually did appear in the anime. It wasn't in the manga at all. But since I didn't cover in the anime one, I'm going to cover over here in the manga one. Elemental Hero Prisma. Once per turn, you can reveal a fusion monster from your extra deck and send one of the fusion materials listed on that card from your main deck to the graveyard. This card becomes that sent monster's name until the end of the phase. 1700 attack, 1100 defense. Yeah, you can see why Prisma works better with the anime heroes than the manga heroes, as the manga heroes are much more generic, and really only discard would only help with summoning Inferno and Terra Firma. But however, since I missed it in the last one, I'm going to cover it here. It's not a bad card. It really helps out not just heroes, but fusion-oriented decks in general. So yeah, it's still a really, really good card. Next up is Elemental Hero Heat. This card gains 200 attack for each face-up hero you control. So he starts off with 1600, he goes up to 1800 because of his effect, and he just keeps getting more and more and more up to a maximum of 1000 if I'm doing my math right, because 200 times 5, that's 1000. So I think that's right. I'm not entirely sure. Go away, Facebook. So it he can be a beatstick, but that's really about all he is. He's not very great. I don't know. Well, actually, it's probably a good thing they didn't print him with just 1800 attack. Doesn't need to be 2000 at base. Next up is Elemental Hero Ocean. Level 4, 1500 attack, 1200 defense. Warrior Water. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can target one hero monster you control, or in your graveyard, return that target to the hand. I hate it how you gotta wait till your standby phase for this effect. If Ocean just said once per turn you can target one hero in your grave or your hand, or on your field, add it to your hand, he'd be so much better. He would be so much better. But no, because you gotta wait till your standby phase, he's really not all that great. But, however, if you can protect him and use that effect, there's some funny little things you can do, like getting back Stratos to do more searches, or heck, he can be used with any hero, technically speaking, so you can also get back, like, a dead Dogma or Plasma that's in your graveyard if you're playing Destiny Heroes. Though, again, because of his low stat line, he's kind of hard to keep out on the field. Especially since you got to wait for a whole turn, which is not very fast, and it's too slow for the meta. Next up is Elemental Hero Lady Heat. She's basically kind of like a better version of Burstinatrix, and even kind of looks like her, if I'm being honest. So, Level 4, 1300 attack, Pyro, Fire, 1300 attack, 1000 defense. During each of your end phases, inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each face-up hero you control. Well, elemental hero you control. So, at max, you can do 1000 damage to your opponent. But still, that damage, if you can protect her and protect your other monsters, that can stack after a while. And pretty much put a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? To kind of makes your opponent want to get rid of her as fast as possible, because that burn damage can stack very quickly. We've seen that with good old Red Eyes Flare Metal and stuff like that. So she's good, but her crappy stat line and the fact that serialized on each E hero you control, and the fact that you have to wait till your end phase to do so, it's way too slow. And that's the issue with a lot of these. They're either way too slow or just not really all that great. Next up is Elemental Hero Blazeman. I actually have no idea if this guy was in the manga or in the anime. I looked at both, couldn't find him anywhere. So I'm just going to lump him in with the anime cards, since he seems to work better with them anyways. So, manga cards. If this card is no more special summon, you can add a poly from your deck to your hand. During your main phase, you can send an E-hero from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, this card's attribute attack and defense becomes the attribute attack and defense of the monster sent to the graveyard by this effect. If you activated this effect, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except fusion monsters. You can only use one E-hero Blazeman effect per turn, and only once that turn. So, Blazeman is really good. You normal summon him or special summon him. If I call it 100 or something, get a poly, go for a fusion. Or you can normal summon him and use his effect so that he basically becomes the E-hero you sent to the graveyard. He's not very bad at all. Heck, he's one of the better E-heroes that I can think of. That's in the main deck at least. He's a very good monster. Next up is E-hero Flash. This guy I've always found underwhelming. So, he is a level 4 light warrior effect, 1100 attack, 1600 defense. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card and 3 elemental hero monster cards with different names from your graveyard to target one normal spell card in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. So, if he's destroyed by battle, has to be by battle, and if he's sent to the graveyard, you can banish him and 3 other E-heroes with different names. So, total of 4 cards with different names. Banish them all and add a normal spell card from your graveyard to your hand. This card is terrible! Okay, so you have to wait for him to be destroyed in battle. You can't just full spirit on him and use his effect or anything. And if he's destroyed by like Dark Hole or something, like people do that so they can go for an OTK. Oh, hey, look at that, I don't get my effect. It's way too slow. The cost is ridiculous. You have to banish a total of 4 cards of different names. Him, and like, I don't know, Blaze Man, Lady Heat, Ocean. Yeah, you have to banish a total of 4 cards in order to get a Polymerization or any just random normal spell card from your graveyard to your hand. This card is terrible. It really, 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 really is. It's so bad. Now if it's just like banish him and another E-Hero, that would not be bad, okay? But no, because you have to banish a total of 4 monsters, and you got to be different names too, which is really, really stupid. So yeah, this card is terrible. Next up is Elemental Hero Woodsman, 1000 attack, 2000 defense. He's kind of like supposed to be the manga equivalent of Clayman. And once per turn during your standby phase, you can add 1 poly from your deck or graveyard to your hand. I've always liked this card. But once again, the issue is you gotta wait till your standby phase. Now, in slower formats or a few years ago, it wouldn't be that bad because you could set him, maybe a few back row, and you'd know that, oh, hey, yeah, I'm gonna get poly next turn. But nowadays, no, that's not going to happen. Even if you set something like a Wabaku or some other battle trap, more than likely he's going to get popped by a Dark Destroyer, and you're not going to get to use his effect at all. So, Woodsman, again, the issue is that he's too slow. You got to wait till your standby phase, and yeah, it's just not very great. Next up is Elemental Hero Voltic. Let's see here. Thunder Light, 1000 attack, 1500 defense. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one of your banished Elemental Hero monsters, special summon that target. This guy's not bad, and there's actually a few, there's like an Elemental Hero Voltic OTK or something like that that you can do, where if you have a total, if you have this guy and you have 2 banished, and then you have another E-Hero banished, you can just keep poking for a ton of damage. I think with the 3 Voltic it'd be 3000, and with the last guy you'd have to like get in some more damage, and there's some other things I've seen. I can't remember where I saw it from. Anyways, so he's not a bad card. I just wish he had better stats. Additionally, since he's not a warrior, you cannot search him off of reinforcements of the army, but that's not really a big deal. Another issue I have with this card is that you can only target Elemental Hero monsters. You can't target any hero monster, but that's just kind of a little nitpick. Now, what is nice is that it doesn't have any attack or level restrictions, so if you have a banished Elemental Hero Neos, you could attack directly, and then special summon that Neos, and then attack directly for 2500, which is not bad at all. Next up is Elemental Hero Shadow Mist, another card that I don't think I really have to explain too much, but oh well. Elemental Hero Shadow Mist, Dark Warrior monster. If this card is special summon, you can add a 1 change quick play spell card from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent from the just sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 hero monster from your deck to your hand, except itself. You can only use 1 effect of it once per turn, and only once that turn. So, this, oddly enough, both of the monster search cards, like for E-Heroes, are from the manga. Now, Shadow Mist was actually used in manga. She was used in the very last duel that Jaden was in, and was a normal monster. So yeah, they buffed her quite a bit. Shadow Mist is a very, very good card, and is honestly, in my opinion, better than Stratos in some cases. I mean, it lets you go into Dark Law, and also is more likely to trigger because it's a lot harder to stop monster effects to activate in the graveyard than monster effects that happen on the field. Like, your opponent can affect failure or Stratos, but they can't affect failure or Shadow Mist search. I'm referring to the effect search for a hero. Now, the other nice thing is that it can search quick play spell cards, but however, honestly, unless like you really, really, really need to go into Dark Law that turn, I generally like to go for searching for a monster so that I can do more plays and stuff. It really depends on like the deck and the situation though. Anyways, yeah, Shadow Mist is honestly, in my opinion, better than Stratos. Next up, Elemental Hero Ice Edge. Warrior, Water, level 3, 800 attack, 900 defense. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by direct attack, you can target 1 set card in your opponent's spell and trap card zone and destroy it. Once per turn during your main phase 1, you can discard 1 card to allow this card to attack your opponent directly. It's not bad. I've heard of people using this in some formats though to get rid of back row and just somebody get in at 800 damage. It's not bad. It gets rid of back row. It's 800, and generally speaking, you're probably going to use it for an Xyz or a Fusion next turn. Already covered Nazi. A hero lives. I'm not entirely sure if this was used in the manga or the anime, so I'm throwing it with the manga since I saw it in the list of the manga, but I'm not entirely sure if Jaden also used it in the anime or not. But I think that's Woodsman right there, so I'm assuming it was definitely only used in the manga. So, normal spell card. When you control no face-up monsters, pay half your life points. Special in one level 4 or lower E-Hero monster from your deck. I've never really liked this card. I know a lot of people love it, but I've never really liked this card, okay? Paying half your life points for a level 4 or lower. Yeah, that can get you Stratos or Shadow Mist and go for more plays, but still, you're paying half of your life points. I've never liked this card. I mean, I know why people use it, and it's very, very good. Don't get me wrong. It lets you go for Exceeds and Fusions and blah, 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 blah. But me, personally, I've never liked this card. It's just, I do not like paying half my life points for anything, really, unless it's a solemn warning and I'm stopping my opponent from just playing. Sorry, not Solemn Warning, Solemn Strike. No, not Solemn Strike either. Solemn Judgment, that's the card I'm looking for. Anyways, already covered the Rosebud. Next up is Parallel World Fusion. Choose an elemental hero fusion monster in your X deck whose listed fusion material monsters are banished. Shuffle the banished fusion material monsters into the deck, then special summon that fusion monster from your X deck. This special summon is treated as a fusion summon. And you cannot special summon another monster or monsters during the turn you activate this card. So I really like this card, but it's only really good as a one-of because it limits you to only one special summon that turn. And really, unless you bring out a really, really big, beefy E-Hero fusion monster that has a really good protection effect or something, this card can either get you out of a bind or get you into even worse of a bind. Because what if you, I don't know, fusion summon into blah, 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 blah. I don't know, Core, okay? You fusion summon Core, and then your opponent bottomlesses it. And that was your one fusion summon or special summon that turn, and now you just kind of gotta hope you don't get OTK'd. So yeah, there's a lot of issues with stuff like that. But however, Parallel World Fusion is a very good card. It's just the issue of that restriction to it being the one and only special summon you can do that turn. I feel like it should have restricted you to only being able to fusion summon that turn, and it would have been a lot better. Next up is Terra Firma Gravity. During your opponent's battle phase, if you control elemental hero Terra Firma, this turn all level 4 or lower monsters your opponent controls that can attack a face-up elemental hero Terra Firma you control must attack it and cannot otherwise attack. This card is actually kind of funny. Terra Firma can get very, very beefy, but if I remember right, his attack boost on that, yeah. But anyways, he's still a 2500 beat stick, and most level 4 or lower monsters are not going to be anywhere near that. The only issue is that even if you activate this card, your opponent can just choose not to go into the battle phase. Oh wait, sorry, you only activate it during your opponent's battle phase. Your opponent can just choose to end the battle phase, and oh wait, actually, sorry, I'm totally misreading this card. Your opponent can't just end the battle phase; they have to attack the Terra Firma. This card is very good, but it's also very situational because, let's face it, not many people have like level 4 or lower monsters anymore that are going to be like attacking unless like it's, I don't know, Cosmos, in which case they can just use Cosmo effect, banish it, summon out a Dark Destroyer, pop Terra Firma. Okay, so it's a good card against certain decks, but however, considering how most people have Xyz or Synchros and stuff like that out on the field whenever they're attacking in the battle phase, and if they do have just a standard monster in the main deck, it's going to be like way over level 4. It's not a very good card. It's super situational. But however, it's also good against other decks. I don't know. I kind of like it, kind of don't like it. I like the artwork though. It's beautiful. I think, yeah, that's the Earth. It's kind of hard to tell where it is. I think that's Africa right there. Yeah. Anyways, so on to the extra deck of the manga heroes. Elemental Hero Gaia, 1 E-Hero monster and 1 Earth monster. 2200 attack, 2600 defense. Must be fusion summoned, cannot be special summoned by other ways. All E-Heroes say that, which is sad. I still hate that. When this card is fusion summoned, target one face of monster your opponent controls. Until the end phase, its attack is halved and this card gains the same amount of attack. Yeah, he's okay. I remember using this card a lot whenever I first started getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And playing E-Heroes. And this guy got me out of a lot of binds. Next up is Elemental Hero Inferno, 2300 attack. He needs Heat and Lady Heat. He's one of the only super restrictive in that he needs two very specific Elemental Heroes to go into fusions from the manga. So he needs Hero Heat and Lady Heat. Must be fusion summon, blah blah blah. If this card battles a water monster, this card gains 1000 attack during the damage step only. So he jumps up to 3300 if he battles a water monster. Super specific, and unless you're throwing against a mermaid deck or something, he's not going to be very good. Like, he's going to be 2300 and he's just basically not going to have an effect. He's not good. Like, he really is not. He's only good against mermaids, ice barriers, and other water decks. And next up is Elemental Hero Terra Firma, 2500 attack, 2000 defense. This guy was the main boss monster of Jaden in the manga, so he needs Ocean and Woodsman to go into, so these two, Woodsman and Ocean. And must be fusion summon, blah blah blah. Contribute one elemental hero monster you control. This card gains attack equal to the attributed monster's attack until the end phase. So you can just keep, and that's not a once per turn effect, by the way, so you can just keep stacking on his attack power so he can attack over just about anything your opponent controls very easily, and possibly even go for a game. My issue with this card is that he does not keep the attack power. Okay, you are attributing other monsters to give him more attack power. He should be keeping that attack power. Okay, the fact that he loses it is not very good. He should really have been able to keep it, especially if you combo him with Terra Firma Gravity and everything, because then, oh my god, Terra Firma Gravity would be a lot better. Anyways, I like Terra Firma. I don't like how he's super specific, but oh well. Next up is Elemental Hero Absolute Zero, possibly one of the most well-known E-heroes out there, like in terms of like how much he was used in the meta, and he's still actually kind of relevant. Like if people actually were to be playing heroes right now, he would still be a very dangerous card for everybody. So he needs one E-hero monster plus one water monster. He's 2500 by 2000. Not going to be first line attacks. It's the same. And this card gains 500 attack for each face-up water monster on the field, except itself. Yeah, it's very irrelevant. When this card leaves the field, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. So if your opponent pops it or attacks over it, he's taking all of your opponent's monsters with him, which is very good. And as you can tell, he's supposed to be an upgraded version of Ice Edge over here. But however, Ice Edge destroys spells and traps. Absolute Zero destroys monsters. It's just kind of confusing there. But anyways, Ab-Zero is very good. Next up is Elemental Hero Escaradio, 2500 attack, 2000, one hero plus one dark monster. And he gains 100 attack for each hero in your graveyard, well, E-hero in your graveyard. Not very good, not very bad, he's somewhere in the middle, he's just kind of meh. He's not bad, I mean, he's also not very good, but he can get kind of beefy. He's already at 2500, so just you need 5, and you at minimum need 2, so at minimum he's going to be 2700 when he comes out. But however, late game, he can get to really high attack power and just be able to punch over anything your opponent controls. Next up is Elemental Hero The Shining, another one of the big ones that was like actually kind of relevant in like tournaments and stuff. He's 2600, 2100 defense, needs a hero monster and a light monster. This card gains 300 attack for each hero that you have, for each of your remove from play elemental heroes. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can select up to 2 of your remove from play E-heroes and add them to your hand. So, your Miracle Fusion with, like, I don't know, Elemental Hero Neos Alias, or to be, like, just using the cards here, Prisma and Stratos. You fusion summon him with Miracle Fusion. He's 3200. You attack over something. Oh, hey, Mirror Force. Okay, he dies. I get my Prisma, my Stratos back. This guy is very good. He gets very beefy, and he just combos so well with Miracle Fusion and has so much synergy with that card, along with just being able to get back any of your heroes that are in your banish zone. Is very good. Also, you can do a little bit of a loop where if you Miracle Fusion using Shining and anything else and go into another Shining, you get it to where, like, oh hey, when that Shining dies, you get the Shining that you banished back in your extra deck, and then you can just kind of loop them kind of like you can with Dante's and stuff. Next up is Elemental Hero Nova Master, 2600, 2100 defense, 1 E-hero plus 1 fire monster. If this card destroys an opponent's monster in battle, draw 1 card. This card's very, very good. Just draw power in general. I like him. Next up is Elemental Hero, Great Tornado, 2800, 2200. This has always kind of been one of my favorite manga heroes. I'm not lying at all. This guy is so awesome. So when this card is fusion, summon half the attack and defense of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. So he's already a beefy 2800, and then whenever he comes out, he just halves everything your opponent controls. He's kind of like a better version of Gaia, and it just is a really, really good card, allowing all of your other stuff to attack over. So like, if your opponent has like a Dark Destroyer and your Nova Master couldn't punch over before, oh hey, you fusion something to this guy, and then hey, look at that, Nova Master can punch over stuff now. Next up is E-Hero Core, 3 Elemental Hero Fusion Monsters. He's 2700, 2200, level 9. Once per turn, when this card is targeted for an attack, you can double this card's attack until the end of the battle step, which gets to, let's see here, he's 2700, 27 plus 27, 5400? I think I did my math right. 5400. Very, very high up there in attack power. At the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can target one monster on the field, destroy that target. When this card is destroyed, either by battle or by card effect, you can target one level 8 or lower Elemental Hero Fusion monster in graveyard, special summon that target, ignoring its summoning conditions. Very, very good card. Very hefty cost to go on no, which is a bit of the downside. Next up is Contrast Hero Chaos. So I really probably should have included him with the Masked Heroes. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, this card is always treated as an Elemental Hero card. 2 Masked Hero monsters, 3000 attack, 2600 defense. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to include them with the Masked Heroes if I ever get around to doing them. Anyways, so that is it for the original manga heroes in terms of like what they actually got. Now they do still have some manga cards that we have not gotten yet. So, Legacy of a Hero. I've already talked about Stratos, his terrible manga version. Legacy of a Hero, spell card. Activate only if there are 5 or more level 4 or higher hero monsters in your graveyard. Draw 3 cards. Activate only if there are 5 or more level 4 or higher E-heroes, or just heroes in general. In your graveyard, draw 3 cards. Oh, can we have this, please? Can we have this, please? This would help out every single hero deck out there. Oh my god. Can you imagine, like, oh my god, this card would be so good. I wish this card would be printed. Like, just keep this exact text, because, okay, to be completely honest, it's not that hard, but it's also kind of difficult to get 5 or more level 4 or higher heroes in your graveyard, because they tend to banish, and just the way that like heroes work right now, like if people who are playing like Dark Law Turbo or something, they don't play very many hero monsters. So this would if this card was printed, it would make people want to play more pure builds of heroes. Okay, now what they really could do to balance it out is 5 or more level 4 or higher hero monsters with different names in your graveyard. If they had it where it says different names, it'd be more balanced and encourage even more play of other hero monsters. And heck, it would be so good in Destiny Heroes, okay? Destiny Heroes are getting more support later on, and oh my god, I can't wait. And this card would help them out a lot. Like just pure Destiny Heroes. Which I'm actually working on a new version of the deck, just as a little side note. So, this card, really, really, really good. And also, it's kind of sad the artwork is. I mean, look at it. It's Flame Wingman's like cloth, like dragon head arm, and his wing. And Flame Wingman has always been one of my favorite heroes. And like this artwork implies that he's dead. And it's just, I don't know, kind of saddening. Anyways. So, on to the rest, which are all traps, which is kind of weird. Soul Fusion. Pay 1,000 life points. Remove from play monsters in your graveyard. Fusion material monsters that are listed on a fusion monster. Basically, it's a miracle fusion and trap form that costs 1,000 life points. It's okay. It's okay. Now, what is nice is that if this card is printed with this exact text, then that would mean every single fusion deck would have a miracle fusion. Oh my God, I would love this in like Destiny Heroes because, oh hey, you have no idea how easy it is for Dogma Plasma to die. And there's no Miracle Fusion for Destiny Heroes. Hopefully they'll be getting one though. So this card is very, very nice. It's better in other decks than it is in Heroes just because it's a slower Miracle Fusion, but because it's not restricted to Heroes, it's really good in other fusion-oriented decks. Next up, Hero Soul. Activate only when you would take battle damage where a hero monster you control is involved in battle. If your life points will be reduced to 0, your life points become 100 instead. This is anime. This is anime logic right here. So, activate only where you would take. Okay, so activate only where you would take battle damage where a hero monster you control is involved in battle, and your life points would be reduced to 0. Your life points become 100 instead. So instead of your life points going to 0, your life points go to 100. This card is awesome. It's funny, and I honestly wish for this to be printed just for the lulz. Like really, just for the lulz. Next up, Late Hero. Activate only when an elemental hero monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle. Special summon one elemental hero monster with 1,000 or less attack from your deck. It's not bad, and hey, you could summon out Shadow Mist and get her effect off the search. So I actually really like this card. It'd be very, very good for hero decks to get Shadow Mist out and everything. It does require you to already have an E-Hero and for it to destroy an opponent's monster by battle. But however, I could see this card being very good if it was printed with this exact effect. And finally, we have Protection of the Elements. It's a counter trap. Banish one elemental hero monster you control and negate the activation of an opponent's spell or trap, and destroy it. The banished E-Hero monster is returned to the field during the end phase of the turn this card is activated. I quite like this card. It's kind of like an Infernity Barrier for the deck, and you get your monster back at end phase, so it's not really much of a cost. But however, most of the time when you're going to be activating this card, it's going to be during your opponent's turn, which of course means that, oh hey, sure, you just stopped their Regeki or their Miracle Fusion or something like that, but they can still try to decay you, and it's only going to be easier since you don't have a monster on the field anymore. Obviously, you'd preferably use this when you have multiple monsters out on the field, and also since it says return in that special summon, that means you won't get your Shadow Mist effect, and you can safely banish your fusions without having to worry them about being stuck in limbo. Another kind of downside to this card is if you use it during your turn, that means less potential damage you can do to your opponent. Unless like you're using it to stop a Mirror Force or something, and even then you're still losing out on some damage. So, overall, the manga heroes are significantly better than the anime heroes, even though they have less support, which is kind of sad. So, they are significantly better. The fusions are just better in general. Even the freaking manga support that they never got is better in general than most of the anime support that the heroes never got. So, honestly, like in terms of stuff that they would like need, honestly, personally, I would think they need probably a little bit more spell and trap support, because in terms of spell and trap support, even with the manga and stuff, they still don't have very much. And in the way of things, of like their fusions, I feel like they could maybe use one or two more fusions that are like better versions of the ones already existing. Like a better Woodsman or Ocean that pretend to be Woodsman and Ocean, but however have effects to where they can use it right away. Stuff like that. Really minor things. Also, Nopsy and freaking, like, this whole thing right here, this whole gimmick with Rosebud, Nopsy, and Poison Rose is just completely and totally gimmicky. Like, and they do nothing for the deck, so maybe better versions of them as well that actually do things for the deck. Don't get me wrong, I like the gimmick and everything, but however, it's very, very gimmicky, and that's the issue. Also, Stratos needs to come off the ban list. Anyways, so, really, honestly, with the manga heroes, I don't have very much to say about them. They're significantly better than the anime heroes, and they benefit from having both of them and supporting each other. So it's very hard to say exactly what they need. I don't know. What do you guys think that anime heroes, the manga heroes need in terms of support and stuff? Personally, I think the support they got is already significantly better than the original anime heroes. So, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and see you guys later. Peace out.